Ayaw mo ka, kay mag-start na ko. Thanks. Ayaw mo ka, kay mag-start na ko. Thanks. Na-record. Ayaw mo ka, kay mag-start na ko. Thanks. Na-record.
All right. Good afternoon, Tatanians. Welcome. All right. Good afternoon, Tatanians. To the first ever virtual orientation. All right. Good afternoon, Tatanians. To the first ever virtual on the opening of classes this school year. To the first ever virtual on the opening of classes this school year. On the opening of classes this school year. 2020-2021 amidst 2020-2021 amidst Gagas, the Public Information Officer 2021 amidst Gagas, the DOSCST and your moderator for this afternoon. Gagas, the DOSCST and your moderator for this afternoon. DOSCST and your moderator for this afternoon.
Almost precious Heavenly Father, we come to you. Almost precious Heavenly Father, we come to you. Almost precious Heavenly Father, we come to you. Today, praise and worship you, and give you thanks for all the things you have done. Today, praise and worship you, and give you thanks for all the things you have done. Christ, DOSCST.
Sige na lang, ito na lang. Dawa ito na kay naailan. Sige na lang, ito na lang. Dawa ito na kay naailan.
So siyang first na presenter. Siya ang first na presenter, ma'am, no? So siyang first na okay, okay. So, sige ma'am. Pero na-inform naman ang mga applicant, ma'am, no? Okay. Okay. Sige ma'am. Pero na-inform naman ang mga applicant, ma'am, no? Sige ma'am. Salamat.
Dalam kita
Ma'am, maganda itagagin ulong. No, ibig sila mo.
dalam kita
Ma'am, maganda itagagin ulong. No, ibig sila mo.
Banwa naman tayo. Banwa naman tayo.
Muna ka. Sila. Ano yung isang sample natin? Muna ka. Sila. Ano yung isang sample natin?
Ah, gimute, nakamute siya. Ah, gimute,
All right. Once again, good afternoon, everyone. I hope you are all well and safe in the comforts of your. All right. Once again, good afternoon, everyone. I hope you are all well and safe in the comforts of your. All right. Once again, good afternoon, everyone. I hope you are all well and safe in the comforts of your first semester of school 2021 will be conducted, will push through despite the pandemic that we are experiencing. As they say, we are now entering the new higher education. So this new normal is both challenging and exciting. Higher education. So this new normal is both challenging and exciting for all of us. That is why we in DOSCST, we really thought of orienting everyone this afternoon about the opening of the classes. So, to give us the opening remarks and overview of what will happen today, let me present to you the Vice President for Academic Affairs of DOSCST, no less than Dr. Roslyn V. Rihinos. Academic Affairs of DOSCST, no less than Dr. Roslyn V. Rihinos.
To our honorable district representative,
Nice sounds. very sorry. Okay, we are very sorry for the technical glitches, no? Ganito talaga tayo pag live. Medyo may mga technical challenges tayo. But rest assured that we are in control of the situation. So for now, let me call on once again our Vice President for Academic Affairs, Dr. Roslyn V. Rito, for her opening remarks and overview. Ma'am?
Thank you, Janelle. Okay, let's to our honorable district representative of the DOSCST University, Congressman Joel Mayo Z. Almario, to our OIC President and President Emeritus, Dr. Edito B. Sumile, to the officials of the college, our vice presidents, directors, deans, program heads, faculty, staff, students, parents, and netizens, good afternoon to all of you. It gives me great pleasure to welcome you all to our new academic year under the new normal. We would like to reach out to all of you. That's why we are having this virtual orientation. We are live on Facebook now, and for those who are not online today, please tell your classmates and friends that they can replay this video at their most convenient time. In March this year, we were all taken aback by the sudden disruption of our daily routine that vanished in an instant due to the global COVID-19 pandemic. All parts of the country were in lockdown, resulting in the outright suspension of all non-essential operations. One of the massively impacted sectors of this pandemic was, and still is, the education community. The DOSCST, for one, announced its campus-wide shutdown as the well-being and safety of all members of the school community are of paramount priority to the administrators. Since then, creative measures were resorted to in order to keep classes going, even outside the four corners of the classroom, such as engaging with students through online platforms. However, after realization and in consideration of students who have no gadgets or have limited access to internet connection required for online learning, such was also suspended, although other alternative and reasonable learning and assessment methods were encouraged and continued so as not to compromise the quality education we have always endeavored to deliver. So, with those efforts, we were able to successfully finish the second semester of 2019-2020. While everyone stayed at home during the series of government-imposed quarantines, interim academic guidelines were crafted that aimed to respond to the current health situation. The student-friendly guidelines will be discussed to you later. To prepare for the new normal of education, the college capacitated the faculty by conducting hands-on trainings on the utilization of our new learning management system, or LMS, that will be employed effective this semester. Again, this LMS will be introduced later, and a manual of operation will be posted in our FB page for the students to become familiar with. Faculty are also attending webinars to capacitate them for remote learning to ensure that we provide a conducive venue where all students are guaranteed a successful learning experience. Despite the challenging circumstances the COVID-19 pandemic has brought upon us these last several months, we are in our best effort to continue our education. COVID-19 cannot stop us from learning. So, we are opening our classes for the first semester 2020-2021 starting today. However, it will not be the traditional mode of instruction delivery as the health crisis is yet far from over. For now, let us forget coming to school and meeting our friends, classmates, and teachers in person. Because for this semester, we will move towards flexible learning where a mix of online and offline methods of instruction will be delivered. This means that you can still continue studying whether you have a desktop computer, a laptop, or a smartphone, or even if you don't have, or whether you have internet connection or you don't have. Do not worry about flexible learning. It is not purely online learning, but it also utilizes modular learning. In fact, we have just purchased a new set of production machines for the printing of modules and other learning materials. These materials will be given to the students whenever and wherever possible. So I encourage both faculty and students alike to be resourceful and to strategize creative ways to reach and share these materials to students and classmates respectively. Amidst this year's disruption, DOSCST has a good number of intakes of both new and old students for this semester. This number is expected to increase because, for the information of everyone, we still accept late registration until this week. You can find the online and offline registration processes in our official FB page. But again, this will be discussed later in detail. Finally, let us not dwell on the negative effects of this pandemic. Instead, let us be thankful that this crisis has given us the opportunity to do some things that we do not usually do. Now, we've learned to bake or perfect our cooking skills. We do gardening. We discovered and enhanced our business skills, perhaps. We give more time to our family. Most importantly for us in the academe, this pandemic has driven us to reform education towards Education 4.0, which we've been striving to put into practice even before the pandemic compelled us to. Our deep focus remains on you, our students, and the quality of experience you will have at DOSCST under the new normal. So, I speak for the entire DOSCST community in saying, we are so happy you have made the decision to join us as we continue to work together and move towards a better tomorrow. As the CHED tagline goes, together we learn as one. Thank you and always keep safe, everyone.
All right. Thank you very much, Dr. Regino, for your warming and very welcoming message to all our students in DOSCST. Indeed, this is a very challenging school year for all of us, but as long as we remain to be very motivated in our learning experience, I am sure and we are sure in DOSCST that we will get through this together. Okay, can you please show your reactions to the message of Dr. Regino a while ago? Can I see your thumbs up? So all those who are in the Zoom platform, so that I can gauge if you are if you are still here or not. Okay, so just a short reminder to all of our participants in the Zoom platform to please keep your system muted all the time so that we can prevent echoes. Now, so kindly be mindful of your microphones all the time. Okay. Just a brief overview of what will be happening this afternoon. Of course, we have invited here various officials of DOSCST to give us talks about admissions, policies, and requirements. We will also be oriented on school calendar and the enrollment protocol for first semester AY 2020-2021. As I have said, this is very challenging because we have just implemented the online enrollment system. And then there are a lot of students who keep on asking questions on our FB page on how are we going to enroll, or how are they going to enroll. So maybe this is the time for reconciliation so that you can learn firsthand from our officials what to do. And then we will also be oriented on the management of classes, submission of requirements, assessment of learning and grading system, as well as our maximum residency rule or MRR, prerequisite courses, scholastic delinquency. Then we will be also oriented about the release of TOR and diploma, validation and substitution of subjects, as well as change in matriculation, adding of subjects, official dropping of subjects, leave of absence, and the most awaited part, we will also be oriented on the learning management system. So just a while ago, there is a student who asked me, what will they do with the LMS? So later today, you will be oriented, do not worry, for you will be oriented on the LMS. As well as our Director for Student Services is also around to talk to us about the units and its operations under the Directorate for Student Services. Okay? Please let me also share with you the virtual orientation etiquette that we will be following throughout this afternoon so that you will be guided. So these are the items. Number one, please refrain from commenting any negative and derogatory remarks against the school or any person. So our administrators on Facebook Live will detect whoever has negative and derogatory remarks, and automatically you will be removed from watching our Facebook Live. No? So this is to maintain a peaceful atmosphere in our virtual orientation. Second, you are also tasked to ask questions nicely and constructively by providing the details asked below. So in asking questions later, if you have questions in the presentations of our officials, please state your name, number one. And then number two, please also state the name of the addressee. So if, for example, you would like to address your question to the Vice President for Academic Affairs, so please write Dr. Regino. And then third, please briefly state your question or concern. So if possible, provide us with some details about your question or concern so that we can address them properly. There is a moderator in charge of screening the questions to be asked during the virtual orientation. If your questions are not addressed during the VO, you may email the Public Information Office at, so this is our official email address of the PIO. So if you have questions that will not be addressed properly, kindly send them to this email so that I can automatically respond to your queries. Third, please be reminded to not take and upload photos and screenshots of any segments of the VO. This is a brief reminder to all of us kay basig mahimo ng memes ang mga nawong sa atong mga officials, no? A recorded file of the virtual orientation will be uploaded on the Facebook page of DOSCST in case you need to watch the video all over again. So please refrain from taking screenshots and of course uploading the same on social media like Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Fourth, you are also reminded to please refrain from disclosing your personal information such as your address, contact details on the comment box. So the reason why we have provided you email address to which you can send your queries is that if ever you will be providing personal information, the personal information will be shared between me and you alone, and it will not be disclosed to the public. And fifth, please watch the full duration of the virtual orientation as much as possible. Okay? There is a comment here. Unta daw na ay magbisaya. Is this coming from one of the comments on Facebook? Bisag nagkalisod ta, ma'am and sir, we will try to as much as possible speak in English because this is an academic institution. So never mind the pronunciation and the grammar, so long as we can express in English. Okay? But we will try to be as conversational as possible so that you can understand, even if we're speaking in English. Okay, so next we shall hear the message of the founder and the author of Republic Act number 11033, establishing Davao Oriental State University in the province of Davao Oriental, at the same time converting DOSCST to DOrSU. So today we are very lucky because our very own founder provided us with some of his time to give us a heartfelt message. So let us hear the message of our good Congressman, Joel Mayo Z. Almario.
Oriental State University through a bill that I filed before the elected. Congratulations to all of you. Mga estudyante
Okay na.
orientation
Okay na, okay na, okay na.
sa school year 2020 to 2021 under the new normal. So in the first place,
Okay na
let
po.
me introduce to you our school.
Okay na, gibalik na. Gibalik na. Gibalik na.
The State Davao Oriental State College of Science and Technology. But it started long ago with Mati Community College. So ang inyong mga Pilikanan, ang inyong mga loyal dolo, dami naka-eskwela sa Mati Community College o MCC na nitupot ni Telma Almario when she was mayor of Mati. This was in 1972. From MCC, hihimo po ni Telma Almario ang Republic Act 6807 creating the Davao Oriental State College of Science and Technology in 1989. No? So siguro ang mga magulang o ang mga parents nag-eskwela pa din sa Ingon ng Cafe. Now, not too long ago, ang pinagkatiwang State College, ipag-convert nato into Davao Oriental State Universities through a bill that I filed in Congress, which became Republic Act 11033. Naano yung mga requirements, and isa na ang requirements na sulang bago maka-operate as a university sa Davao. So now that you are enrolled for the school year, I find it closer to the realization on your part of the Mayo Edukasyon para sa Mayong Kaugmao. Daghan kayo mga estudyante na sila karon na binagay mga itong scholarship program nag-yun na punta aron mo ninyo ang pag-eskwela whatever year that you are in now. Not long from now, you will graduate and you will look back during these years na nakatabang sa inyong institusyon. And it is now true the government has done its part. Nindot ang mga eskwelahan na ito ang scholarship for all, na ito ang network na government project ng inuan, alat-alat sa inuan, ang nabiligan ng yun, ang inuan counterpart, sarili ninyo pagpanigamo, para makakot ninyo ang mayong edukasyon para sa inyong mayong pagmahal. I hope you will not fail your parents and yourselves. Lord, hindi ang pangalan ko sa makagpinikanan. I hope that you will make good use of your stay in the college to be future graduates of this institution para mahimutan responsible citizens of the city of Mali and of the province of the Valley. So let me congratulate all of you, as well as our OIC President, Dr. Sumile, and the person in charge, the organization, Dr. Inday Valles, na Kusod Megala, and yani, pasalamat po sa atong labaw ng kayagahon kay nagya ko ispilahan, nagya ko mutanan, isang pag-unay pandemic, and please observe the protocols established by the DOH, by the schools, by the LGU, and keep safe everyone. Kaya salamat ang may anlaw sa inyo na.
Well,
All right. Thank you very much to our dear Honorable Congressman Joel Mayo Z. Almario for his best wishes to our students, especially this time of pandemic, this school year 2020-2021. So we just heard his message to all of us. No? I hope that we learned something from his message, and we will keep his message in our respective minds and use them as we go along with the academic year. Now, without much ado, we would like to begin with the orientation by the academic division. To start with, may I present to you the admissions head of DOSCST to talk to us about admissions requirements. Ladies and gentlemen, let us help welcome Ms. Vanessa E. Asayas.
Hello, good afternoon, Tatanians, and to all our viewers. Allow me to present to you the admissions requirements for this semester of the academic year 2020-2021. Diretso na ni siya, Sir Erwin. Okay, here it is. The admission requirements for all our incoming first-year students are as follows. First and foremost, our SCST examination result, our Form 138A with the original signature of the principal, or our high school report card. You must also submit your certificate of good moral character, your NSO or PSA authenticated birth certificate, a certified photocopy of marriage contract for all married women enrollees only, and the NSO or PSA authenticated birth certificate of your husband. You must also submit 5 pieces recent 2x2 ID picture, 1 short brown envelope, 1 long brown envelope, and 1 window envelope with mailing stamp. For our transferee returnees, here are the admission requirements. Una, you must submit an informative copy of your transcript of records or your TOR, a certificate of transfer credentials or your honorable dismissal from your previous institution, your certificate of good moral character, your NSO or PSA authenticated birth certificate, 5 pieces recent 2x2 ID picture, 1 short brown envelope, 1 long brown envelope, and 1 window envelope with mailing stamp. For our returnees or those who are previously enrolled in DOSCST but had stopped for at least 1 semester, here are the admission requirements. First, your duly accomplished clearance, report of grades from last semester attended, and 1 window envelope with mailing stamp. Our regular registration already ended last week, but we will still cater to our late enrollees within this week. So our last registration shall be on August 21. Sir Jonel.
Okay, that was our very beautiful admission set, Miss Vanessa E. Asayas, no? So I hope we have all taken notes of the requirements for admission. And then the last, kailan nga yung last date of admission, Ma'am Van?
The last day for late registration will be on August 21.
August 21. So
August
that
21.
means that do they still have time to Okay, so you still have time for those who were not able to admit themselves yet in our institutions. You still have time until August 21 as instructed by our admissions head. And then for more information on the requirements, kindly visit our official Facebook page at DOrSU Official, as well as the official Facebook page of our DOSCST Admissions Office. So just search DOSCST Admissions Office for the complete list of requirements. Okay, thank you very much once again, Miss Vanessa Asayas. And now, to talk to us about the school calendar for the academic year 2020 to 2021, as well as the enrollment protocol for first semester of the academic year 2020 to 2021, let us all welcome the Dean of the Institute of Business and Public Affairs, Dr. John Bagcal. Dr. John?
Good afternoon, everyone. Before I will proceed with my presentation, allow me to extend my warm welcome to all these freshmen, sophomores, juniors, pre-seniors, and senior enrollees of this academic year 2020-2021 of DOSCST. This afternoon, I am tasked to present to you the academic calendar for 2021, 2020, 2021, as well as the enrollment protocol. The first semester of this academic year 2020-2021 will run from August 3 up to December 18. And these are the series of activities that we will be performing or have been performed already. First, we have administered DOSCST, the pre-registration of incoming freshmen, and the enlistment of incoming freshmen by the GCTC and the admission office. Currently, we are now on our regular registration period. This is still on process, but the last day of the registration period for undergraduate will be August 17, but just recently, the admissions office is extending it until August 21 for the undergraduate programs. But for the graduate programs, we have the deadline will be on August 21, 2020. The start of classes for the undergraduate programs will be today, August 17, and for the graduate programs on August 22. For the change of matriculation, it will run for a week from today until Friday, August 21 for the undergraduate programs. That is intended for those who will add and drop subjects. For the validation of advanced credit, it will go from within the semester, meaning for this, for those who are transferees from other schools and universities and who intends to have their subjects taken with the previous school to DOSCST, you can have it credited within the semester. Then today is our convocation program, August 17. And next, we will be having series of institute orientation and external campus orientation. For the students must take note of this schedule because some of your queries will be redirected with this institute and extension campus orientation. For IBPA, or the Institute of Business and Public Affairs, our institute orientation will be on August 19 at 1 to 3 p.m. For the Institute of Agriculture and Life Sciences, it will still be on August 19 at 10 to 12 a.m. For the San Isidro Extension Campus, their orientation will be still on August 19 at 9 to 11 a.m. And for the Banaybana Extension Campus on August 19, 10 to 12 a.m. For the San Isidro, Katiel Extension Campus, that will be on Tuesday, August 18, 2 to 4 p.m. For the Institute of Education and Teacher Training and for the Institute of Computing and Engineering, you please refer to your individual institute for your orientation schedules. To continue with, the preliminary examination will be a 2-day from September 10 to 11. And then next will be followed by deadline of filing of the leave of absence. This is for those who do not want to enroll this semester for any valid reason they reserve. That will be on October 16, together with the deadline of the validation of the ID card. Our midterm examination will be a 2-day from October 22 to 23, followed by our final examination, which is a week-long examination from December 14 to 18. It follows that our last day of classes will be December 18, and the Christmas break will be from December 19 to January 3. All students must take note of those schedules for your institute and extension campus orientation, because some of your queries will be redirected, say for example, conduct of classes and other pertinent matters. Next will be the enrollment protocol. Enrollment protocol is anchored on issued by the President, number 39, series of 2020, specifically the interim academic policy guide in times of COVID-19 quarantine. There are two salient sections of the memorandum which is related to enrollment. That will be sections 5.12 and 5.13. 5.12 states that all incoming freshmen are required to pass DOSCST and qualifies with the program's admission requirement or PAR prior to pre-registration or enrollment in any degree program. However, transferees from CHED recognized and TESDA supervised post-secondary institutions are exempted from SCAS, but not with the program admission requirement. Section 5.13 also states that online registration system shall be developed for use this first semester of AY 2020-2021. And the enrollment process will be hybrid. That will be a mix of face-to-face and online registration. Provided, however, that for face-to-face, social distancing and other health security measures are strictly observed. The wearing of face masks, face shield, um, and other security measures. Now, this is the pre-enrollment and the enrollment process. It starts with the pre-registration of incoming freshmen and transferees, so we call them IFTs, administered by the admissions office. And they are collecting the enrollment requirements submitted by students in the main campus and in some locations strategically within Davao Oriental. Then it follows with the filling up of the guidance form at the GCTC, and finally, their picture taking at the Office of Student Affairs. That ends up the face-to-face interaction of the students to the offices of the college. The next, after pre-registration of the IFTs, they will be provided with login to the portal, isip.sc.dorso.rde.com. Their ID number and their birth date will be the username and their password respectively. Upon entry of the IFTs to the student portals, they will provide 3 course preference, and of course, they will confirm their enrollment. The student returnees, however, will be redirected to visit their advisor for consultation, and after that, they will enter the portal and confirm also their enrollment. The existing or old students, after deciding to enroll this first semester, will also enter the portal and confirm their enrollments. That ends the interaction of the students to the system. And the system, after internal enrollments of the students, will be notified of their official enrollment through the portal. Before I end up in closing, allow me to impart this. The expert in anything was once a beginner. Once again, let me have my warmest welcome to all the freshmen, sophomores, juniors, pre-seniors, and seniors to first semester of academic year 2020-2021. Good afternoon.
All right, thank you very much, Dr. John Bagcal. Dr. John Bagcal is, by the way, the Dean of the Institute of Business and Public Affairs. So, Dr. Bagcal just introduced to us the school calendar for academic year 2020-2021, as well as the enrollment protocol for first semester academic year 2020-2021. So if you have heard the presentation of Dr. Bagcal, the official start of the opening of classes is today, August 17, 2020. So you expect that some of your professors, your teachers, will start reaching out, communicating with you today and in the days to come. Okay, because the teachers, the faculty members are actually tasked to reach out to you so that you can enter the learning management system of DOSCST. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, for your questions and comments, please keep them running. I have, as a reminder, please write your complete name and then the name of your addressee, as well as your question and or concern. That's 3 items. So you write them on our comment box and our team will be taking note of your questions, which we will be answering later during the question and answer portion. So we will not entertain questions at the end of the presentation of our officials. Instead, we will be entertaining them and responding to them during the question and answer portion. Also, there are some who are commenting that their mobile data are very low. We are very sorry to hear about that, but we cannot do anything about it right now. So don't worry because this is also recorded. So if ever you will not finish the presentation, just feel free to go back anytime with your mobile data when your mobile data warrants. Okay, once again, thank you very much, Dr. Jan Bagkal. Third on the line, we have the orientation on the management of classes and the submission of requirements as well as the assessment of learning and grading system. So you should listen. Kaya basig natin matingala ta nganong work in progress or WIP at mga grado at the end of the semester. So this is it. This is very important. Let's hear from the Dean of the Institute of Education and Teacher Training. Ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome Dr. Saturnino E. Dalagan Jr.
Hello, I am Dr. Saturnino E. Dalacan Jr., Institute Dean of the Institute of Education and Teacher Training. This afternoon, I will be orienting you on these three aspects, namely, management of classes, submission of requirements, and assessment of learning and grading systems. Now, let us tackle first about management of classes for the first semester academic year 2020-2021. In here, you will be reached by your faculty by means of FB account, group messenger, phone call, text messaging, or any other social media networks. Then, you will be given a class key, will be instructed and guided to enroll or enter in the DOSCST LMS platform known as Moodle. Once entered in the platform, then you are now in the class. Next, flexible or blended learning approach is the approach to be used for this semester in managing classes, meaning combination of a very limited face-to-face, online, and modular approach. A faculty may categorize students to determine the appropriate instructional delivery mode under flexible and blended learning approach. We can have a very limited face-to-face mode with 5 to 10 students at a time. We can also have an asynchronous online learning mode or synchronous mode or a combination of these. Moodle, as as the college LMS can be used for this. Synchronous occurs when a faculty conducted classes online with all of the students of that class attended online in the same time. Asynchronous will happen if a faculty conducted classes with some students of the class are not attending. Faculty may record his class so that others can watch this after. Of course, this must be posted in the platform. Modular approach is another instructional delivery wherein the faculty will be distributing a module for the entire prelim, then midterm, then the final. This module contains activities, analysis, abstraction, and application in which students will accomplish all of these tasks. Do not worry because the faculty members are trained and capacitated to implement the Moodle as the college LMS platform for students to be also guided. It is also assured that faculty members will exercise equal access to learning materials provided in any modes. Next is how and where to submit the report. Students have options when they submit their requirements. It can be online using email, messenger, but preferably using the college LMS platform, which is the Moodle. Students also can submit via courier or can submit in person. If you submitted your requirements personally, just submit to the designated drop-off point of the college. Then place them inside an envelope and do not forget to write your name of faculty, and the subject. After submitting, inform also your faculty that you submitted your requirements already. Once your requirements are in the drop-off point of the college, particularly Gate 3, a receiver from the institute will collect the requirements. Then, the dean or the program heads shall distribute to the concerned. Lastly, the assessment of learning and grading system. At this point, a final numerical grade shall be given to students who satisfactorily pass the subject. If students did not obtain a passing grade, a WIP or work in progress is given, meaning the student was not able to satisfactorily comply the requirements of the subject. You have 1 year to comply, and WIP will be replaced with a numerical grade after. Now, in the event that the students are not able to comply the requirements in 1 year, WIP will be replaced with AW or authorized withdrawal. Then, the student will re-enroll the subject. At this pandemic time, no 5.0, 4.0, INC shall be given to students. Still, there will be no drop mark will be given unless the students have officially withdrawn from the subject before the suspension of classes. This is true for the last second semester school year 2019-2020. But as of this first semester school year 2020-2021, it is clear that there will be no drop mark to be given to students. This is just an announcement that INC grades due for completion last second semester academic year 2019-2020 shall be given a 1 year extension, meaning it can simply comply up to the end of 2020-2021. For those who do not know about assignment of grade, like in the DOSCST, this is the scheme of having a grade. For example, after a faculty computed the grade, and the student's final grade is 90, so his grade is 1.75. The same thing, a WIP is given if the student did not satisfactorily pass the subject, and no 4.0, 5.0, INC, and drop as of this pandemic time. Just hold on to this inspiring quote that fits in our situation today. It might be stormy now, but rain doesn't last forever. Faith always. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, Dr. Saturnino E. Dalagan, for comprehensively explaining to us the management of classes, submission of requirements, and assessment of learning and grading system. So just to highlight a few of Dr. Saturn's discussion a while ago, please be informed that during this pandemic, we have introduced a new grading system. So this pandemic, students may get a WIP remark. So the WIP means work in progress. Uh, More on the WIP remark will be explained by your respective professors once you start your classes. Okay, so now, without much ado, I'd like to introduce to you the Dean of the Institute of Computing and Engineering, who will discuss to us about the maximum residency rule, or MRR, about prerequisite courses, and of course, scholastic delinquencies. Ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome Engineer Jean Ibalge.
Okay. Maayong hapon, good afternoon, madayaw na hapon. Okay. Maayong hapon, good afternoon, at madayaw na dum sa atong tanan. I will be talking about the maximum residency rule of the college. The tenure of the students in the state college for the conferment the tenure of the students in the state college for the conferment of a degree has a limitation, meaning the maximum residency rule of the student applies if a student failed to finish the requirements of a degree. For example, if a 4-year course, pag hindi mo siya ma-finish, you need to be facing this maximum residency rule requirement or policy. Now, the prescribed years to finish a degree program for the undergraduate level are as follows. For a 2-year certificate, the number of years allowed by MRR is 3 years. For a 4-year bachelor's degree program, number of years allowed by MRR is 6 years. And for a 5-year bachelor's degree program is 7.5 years. Meaning, kung dili nimo gyud siya mahuman Like for example, BSIT program kung 4 years, ang allowance lang yun is 2 years. Now, in meritorious cases, extensions of residence beyond the above regular period of completion may be approved by the Vice President for Academic Affairs upon the recommendation of the Dean. Each extension shall be for a period not exceeding 1 semester at a time. In no case shall the extensions exceed more than 1 year. The student granted an extension shall take 9 additional units or 3 undergraduate courses in the discipline or area during the extension period. Now, because of the pandemic, we have this interim guideline for MRR. Students subjected to the maximum residency rule in the second semester academic year 2019-2020 shall be given an extension to 1 year. So it is suspended for this academic year. Now, I will be talking about scholastic delinquency. Warning! Students who obtain final grades at the end of the semester below 3.0 and 25 to 49% of the total number of academic units in which they are registered shall be warned by the Dean to improve their work. B. Probation. Students who, at the end of the semester, obtain final grades below 3.0 in 50 to 75% of the total number of academic units in which they have final grades shall be placed on probation for the succeeding semester, and their load shall be limited to the extent to be determined by the Dean. So meaning to say, ang academic load in this specific semester, dili nimo sila tanan makuha because you are under probation if you incur grades 3.0 in 50 to 75%. But probation may be removed by passing with grades of 3.0 or better in more than 50% of the units in which they have final grades in the succeeding semester. So meaning kung mag-probation ka within this year, pag next semester, karon nga SEM, pag next SEM, ma-remove ang probation if mupasar ka more than 50% sa imong gi-enroll in the succeeding semester. Letter C, dismissal from the institute or from a program. Students who at the end of the semester obtain final grades below 3.0 in at least 76% of the total number of academic units in which they receive final grades shall be dropped from the rules of the college or school. And the permanent disqualification, students who at the end of the semester obtain final grades below 3.0 sa lahat ng subject of the academic units in which they are given, final grades shall be permanently barred from readmission to any institute of the state college. Naabot ay interim guidelines because of this pandemic. For students officially enrolled in the second semester, academic year 2019-2020, the policies on scholastic delinquency shall also be temporarily suspended. And last is provision for prerequisites. As a general rule, a student shall in no case be permitted to take any advanced course until he has satisfactorily passed its prerequisite course or courses. Prerequisite courses are those that must be completed or passed to qualify a student for enrollment in subsequent courses. An advanced course taken and passed without first passing its prerequisite course or courses shall be given no credit. The student shall re-enroll the advanced course after he has passed its prerequisite course or courses. A student may, however, be allowed to simultaneously enroll the prerequisite and advanced courses under the following conditions. If you are graduating and if the prerequisite course is a repeated course or repeated subject. We have also interim guidelines for prerequisites. For courses not offered in the off-semester classes, academic year 2019-2020, the policy on prerequisite courses shall be temporarily suspended. Prerequisite courses which include the work in progress remark in the second semester, academic year 2019-2020 shall be taken as co-requisite courses in academic year 2020-2021. A co-requisite means a course that a student simultaneously enrolls with another subject. Thank you and good afternoon.
Thank you very much, Engineer Ibalye, for discussing to us the maximum residency rule, prerequisite courses, and the scholastic delinquencies applicable this school year 2020-2021. Once again, I would like to remind the public that if ever you have questions on the presentation of our college officials, please state your name, the name to whom you would like to address your question, and a brief explanation of your question or concern. And then later, we have a question and answer portion where we will be entertaining your questions one by one. Okay? So this time, we will now proceed to the orientation about OJT, internship, ST, RLEs, and other related courses, as well as on degree completion requirements and the request of subjects. Ladies and gentlemen, let us welcome the Dean of the Institute of Agriculture and Life Sciences, Dr. Nelson Pastolero.
Okay, so thank you, Sir Junel. Ngayong hapon sa mga incoming freshmen and also sa mga old students and especially sa mga ginikanan na nagtanaw po karon sa ato ang Facebook Live orientation. Okay, so I am assigned to discuss to you the Interim Academic Policy Guide in times of COVID-19 quarantine. So OJT, internship, student teaching and related learning experience, and other related courses. So under the CHED advisories number 6 and number 7 series of 2020, the following guidelines shall be followed. First, students shall not be required to complete the remaining hours at the companies, establishments, hospitals, schools, and offices where they have been deployed. Also, the number of training hours obtained before the declaration of community quarantine shall be credited. Faculty coordinators shall exercise discretion with regard to using alternative learning modalities so that students may be able to complete the remaining hours based on the approved training plan, subject to the evaluation and approval of the program head and, of course, the dean. Faculty coordinators shall consider the adoption of alternative learning modalities in succeeding semester in case of prolonged community measures, subject again to the approval of the program head and of the Dean. During the off semester, or popularly known as summer class, only in-campus OJT and internship programs shall be offered, provided that there is a strict compliance with the physical distancing and health protocols. For the degree completion requirements, thesis, capstone project, and feasibility study for undergraduate students, defense may be conducted through online or face-to-face modality, whichever is deemed appropriate. The undergraduate student coordinator and advisory committee shall coordinate with the program head to determine the modality of the defense. The approved manuscript shall be submitted in Word document format and portable document format via electronic means. So it can be through emails or messengers. The program head shall provide details on the submission process. For graduating students who cannot implement the research, capstone, or feasibility projects shall be treated with utmost flexibility and leniency. So the following considerations may be applied. Students with no approved proposal shall submit a full-blown proposal and undergo a panel defense. For students with approved proposals but were unable to gather data shall be provided with simulated or mock data to complete the project. So a completed and duly approved manuscript must be submitted without the conduct of panel defense. And students with approved proposals and have gathered data shall submit a completed and duly approved manuscript without the conduct of panel defense. Request of subjects. So every semester, students are requesting for subjects, especially for regular students. So all subjects to be requested shall be done 1 week before enrollment, not during the enrollment or after the enrollment. For nursing courses, so composed this one, related learning experience, this is composed of clinicals and skills laboratory. Anyway, there will be a separate orientation regarding this matter. So the activities are carefully selected to develop competencies utilizing the nursing process in varying health situations. This could be sourced from, but not limited to, lying clinics, schools, industrial establishments, community, outpatient clinics, and general and specialty hospitals. Adequate and appropriate base hospital shall be required to be the prime clinical learning resource. Activities shall be offered simultaneously or immediately after classroom instruction. So classroom and RLE activities must be congruent with the learning outcomes of the course in terms of time and context. For second year to fourth year RLE requirements, so of course, they know this already. The received letter to parents, original oath form, duly signed by the students, original form of waiver, duly signed by the students, original copy of duly notarized consent of the parents or students' guardian, medical clearance of the students, and of course, clear photocopy of validated school ID. So we have, of course, clinical facilities and resources. So the general guidelines for the affiliation of nursing students are provided in the Joint Administrative Order of DOH number 2013-0034 and CHED memo number 35, series of 2013, entitled Policies and Guidelines on the Affiliation of Higher Education Institutions with hospitals and other health facilities for the training of students in health professions education. Of course, the base hospital for our nursing students, we have the Davao Regional Medical Center. So these hospitals are in under the memorandum of agreement with the nursing program. Davao Regional Medical Center in Apocon, Tagum City. We also have affiliation hospital for Davao Oriental Provincial Medical Center. and of course the St. Camillus Hospital of Mati. We also have other affiliating agencies, the New Day Recovery Center, Davao City, City Health Office of Mati, Barangay Health Stations and Lying Inns or Balay Paanakan, North and South within Mati. So that would be all. Thank you for listening and keep safe everyone. Just relax during this quarantine time. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Dr. Nelson P. Pastolero, no, for explaining to us about the OJT, internship, STRLE, and other related courses, as well as the degree completion requirements. So the presentation of Dr. Pastolero concerns the incoming fourth-year students and the graduating class of school year 2020 to 2021. So for those who are listening, the incoming freshies of DOSCST, no, please do not worry much about the presentation of Dr. Pastolero. Baka basig kabalakan na tawa ato mga degree completion requirements. Okay, there's a comment here kung wala ba daw icebreaker, no? If anybody here could volunteer to give us an icebreaker, siguro yung mga PE teachers natin dyan. Anyways, no, just kidding aside, may I receive reactions coming from our participants in the Zoom platform? Can you give me your thumbs up so that I will know if you are still there? No? Mga thumbs up. May thumbs up button po tayo dito sa reactions, no? Dito sa down, reactions, and then thumbs up. Etong isa, clap, heart, joy, open mouth, and tada! Okay, marami tayong reactions dyan. Okay, sige. So that means that they are still here and they're actively listening to us. No? By the way, we are also viewing the comments from our Facebook Live, and it seems that there are a lot of students, bibo kaayo, because they are now entering the group chats in their respective programs. So that was the initiative of our program heads. If you can recall, the program heads created group chats to reach out our students. So that's just one group chat. Do not be too overwhelmed. Expect for more group chats to come, especially if magtudlo na migtarong. Anyways, okay. At this moment, we will be oriented on the release of TOR and diploma. This is very pressing because a lot of our graduates, last batch 2020 graduates, are now asking when can they process their transcript of records and diplomas, as well as how to validate and substitute subjects, change in matriculation, adding of subjects, and the official dropping of subjects before midterm. Naka-highlight talaga dito. And of course, how to file a leave of absence. So to explain to us these things, we have invited now the registrar of the college. Ladies and gentlemen, please help me welcome Miss Grace D. Antipolo.
Share screen. Asa yung mga presentation. Okay na kami.
Okay, by the way, may mga dito sa ating comment box, no, there are students who are mentioning their full names and their programs, no. May nag-check attendance ba sa Facebook page, no? Baka naman may mga advisors who are requiring the attendance of their students. Kaya nag-check, no? Nag-check attendance dito. Okay, so I guess Miss Grace is now ready. Miss Grace?
Yes. Good afternoon, everyone. And good afternoon to the officially enrolled students of this college, the Davao Oriental State College of Science and Technology. I have, if you have the concerns and details of the following. For advanced credit, this is the filing of validation of subject. And who are the valid students who apply to this are the transferee students. And when this will be done within the semester, first SEM 2020-2021. And where to get these forms? Actually, you could get this at the Office of the Registrar, window 10. Requirements to apply for this advanced credit is the students must be officially enrolled, and those transferees with the official transcript of records and honorable dismissal. So this time, transferees will credit their subjects from other school to this institution. That is the form that we call the advanced credit form. Then substitution of subjects. This is the filing of substitution, or this is the crediting of subject taken in the college or the resident unit of the students. And who could avail on this? These are the shiftees students who have taken courses with different description from their curriculum. And when to file on this? Still, this is within the semester, first SEM 2020-2021. And again, available forms are at the Office of the Registrar, window 10. Requirements who could avail on this, that students must be officially enrolled. And subjects to be substituted must be in a passing rate. For change matriculation period, this is the dropping or adding of subject. And who could avail on this are the undergraduate programs or the students from first year to fourth year, which intend to drop or add their subjects. Currently, today is the start of the change matriculation period. This was extended to August 25 since on Friday is a holiday, which is Ninoy Aquino Day. So we extend it to next week, which on the 25th of August is the deadline for the submission at the Office of the Registrar, the forms, I mean. There will be no more releasing of adding forms on that 25th day, but we just receiving on that forms. In the midst of COVID, since we are online, the process on this is your advisor. You just ask your advisor if you want to add or drop the subjects, because they are also the one to process this change matriculation period. And still, the adding forms are available at the Registrar's Office, window 10. And Also, the students must be officially enrolled. They are the bona fide students. 29. And just submit your forms to the graduate school office in charge. Clearance. Then submit it to the office of the registrar. Schedule of the release of requested credentials will be in 2 to 3 days upon the submission of the clearance at the office. Submit it to the records in charge of your department or your course. And for the requirements, prepared a documentary stamps worth 30 pesos for each document requested. And another is prepare for passport size picture with white background and name tag for board exam purposes, transcript of records. But then, if you are so very or you are in need of having that academic records, you can also access your academic records to our website and print it electronically at the isip.dorsu-rde.com. You are prompted there by your username, which is your ID number. Password is your birthday. Then you could find an icon there, the academic records. You could print that by printing through print screen and print it electronically. We have also the hotline for queries and questions at 3884-809 and an email address registrar@docsst.edu.ph. Thank you and good afternoon.
Okay, thank you very much, Miss Grace Antipolo, our college registrar, no, for explaining to us especially the release of TOR and diploma for the batch 2020 graduates. So by the way, just a segue, there will be a virtual commencement, baccalaureate and commencement exercises on September 2 for those who are graduates of this year. So please stay tuned. We will also be live on Facebook, specifically at the Davao Oriental State University Facebook page. So by then, you will be declared, conferred as official graduates of this year, and then you can proceed to processing your transcript of records and diplomas. So please be reminded that before you can process your TORs and diplomas, please secure your clearance first. Okay? Now, I think this is the most, since Ms. Grace also mentioned about SIP, no, there are a lot of queries why they can't sign in to SIP at DOSCSTRDE.com. That is because you are not still in our database. So that's why we are asking you to send your ID number and your birth date and your full name through email so that we can include you in our database and you can proceed with the enrollment. So by the way, the enrollment process is up to step 7. So maraming nagtataka, bakit nakakat sila on step 7? That's really the best that you can do. Step 7, and then immediately afterwards, it will be the responsibility of your academic advisor to enroll you. So you can check the portal over and over again until such time that there will be an indication there that you are officially enrolled. So if there is no indication there that you are officially enrolled, that means that your academic advisor is not yet done enrolling you. So that's the reason why hindi pa uma-appear yung officially enrolled in your portal. So pag hindi ka pa officially enrolled, please be patient because enrollment is still ongoing. Okay? I think this is very important as well, the next part of our orientation. Professor Jonathan S. Cabrera, the head of our ITSU, will be orienting us about the learning management system. So this is new, especially to us faculty and new also to our students. So please listen carefully. And then we will also publish later on a manual of this learning management system so that you can study also on your own. Okay, so I would like to turn over now the stage to Professor Jonathan S. Cabrera. Sir Jonathan, wala ka pong audio.
Okay, sorry. Naka-mute pala. Okay. Okay, good afternoon to all of us. This afternoon, I am tasked or assigned to present to you the short overview of our LMS. I will be focusing on the definition of our LMS, the purpose and the content of our LMS, and the very crucial part, the how to use our LMS. And the detailed guides will be posted in our Facebook page. To start with, we will first define what is LMS. LMS is short for Learning Management System. But actually, in a colloquial word, we use e-learning programs. So LMS, it is a web-based application for e-learning programs and training contents. If you try to observe my presentation, I put strike through on the word web-based. Why? Because our LMS right now has another two features which is very important to us as a student. We have a mobile application and desktop application. If you don't have internet connection, you can use this mobile and desktop application offline feature. Okay? Next, what is the content of our LMS? Inside of our learning management system, we have this teacher administration. No? So we put all of our teachers, no, the information of our teachers in our LMS. We will administer students in our LMS and enroll or assign to a particular subject. No? E-learning, LMS is an e-learning programs and training content. It has a training content. So, lahat ng subjects natin, content ng subjects natin, dito natin ilalagay sa ating LMS. The courses, even also the events of our school, no? The calendar of our school calendar. We can put that one in our calendar. Also, the upcoming events of our subjects will be also part of these LMS. It has also a built-in internal communication system where you can chat, one-on-one chat with your classmate or your teacher, and through the LMS we can track the progress of your work. Now we have a tracking features that will track your work. Also, we can track the progress of the subject. If the program head will track our subjects, the progress on it, so we can have that feature. Also, we have this forum to interact between students and teachers. Now, example, we have everything inside of our LMS can be migrated to other LMS without hampering any information. So portable siya based on the international standard. Inside of the LMS, we can check our scores and transcript of our subjects. Now, if the teacher will be showing us the grades, we can view our grades and scores. Next is, what is this system is all about? Actually, learning management system is a way of administering distance learning. No? So in our traditional learning, like example, in our school, we have 500 subjects. No? We can accommodate that one using our LMS. No? Repositories, mailing systems, chats, forums, or we can also change our language. No? I don't know if the Moodle right now can accommodate the Tagalog version. But other language like Japanese language, like Spain, they have this language that you can change. No? But right now, we will use English only. Now, inside of the LMS, we have these rules. We have this administrator, the one who giving us the policies. No? These are the program heads, the directors, the VPs, and so on. They are the one who will give us the policy on how to use our LMS. The local admin is the one handling the technical aspect of our LMS. The teacher administers the subjects, and you as a student is the learner. Now, this is the important part of our LMS. How to access our LMS? We can access our LMS through this URL. lms.dorsu-rde.com. Okay? If you open that link, you will be redirected in this page. Now, this is the login page of our LMS on the website. Once you log in, this is the main part of your LMS. I will not give you the very detailed about accessing the subjects because we have a separate, as the BP said, we have a separate probably presentation on how to access the LMS. Excuse me. If you want to use the desktop application part of our LMS, this is the interface. For mobile application, this is the interface or mobile application. Now, if you want to see more about the detail on how to use this LMS, we will be posting the guides in our Facebook page. That's all of my presentation.
Okay, thank you very much, Professor Cabrera, for explaining to us about the learning management system of DOSCST. So just to emphasize, the site for our LMS in DOSCST, just type lms.dorsu as in DORSU rde.com. So you can also download Moodle and then start exploring. I'm sure the millennials are very much adept to technology, so you can learn faster than us actually. So this is also a new experience for all of us. So we will just understand each other along the way. Okay, so on the screen, it's flashed there the site for our LMS. That's lms.dorsu-rde.com. So if you have your mobile phones right now, you can also start downloading Moodle. Okay? Once again, thank you very much, Professor Cabrera. We will look forward for the uploading of the full guide on how to use the LMS later. So please also keep on checking our official Facebook page for more updates. At this juncture, our Director for Student Services will now explain to us or discuss to us the units and the operations under the Directorate for Student Services. So, ladies and gentlemen, let us all welcome no other than our DSS, Professor Evangeline R. Rivera.
Thank you, Janelle. Magandang hapon sa lahat. Maayong hapon sa tanan. And good afternoon, everyone, especially to all tata of Tate. So this afternoon, I will be presenting to you the units under the Directorate for Student Services. These are the offices that will support and provide services to the students, to you, for your welfare and development all throughout your stay in college or in Tate. Starting with the Guidance, Counseling, and Testing Center, which we call GCTC. This is headed by Ms. Jocelyn T. Olandria. This office is responsible for the conduct of testing, especially the State College Aptitude and Scholarship Test, or the so-called DOSCST, and of course, the counseling of you, our students. Next is the Office of College Admissions, headed by Ms. Vanessa E. Asayas. The DOSCST Admission Office is a forefront unit responsible for the initial evaluation and reception of students' documents for enrollment purposes. We also have the Financial Assistance Scholarship and Studentship, headed by Mr. Arniel A. Alderete. This office prepares and processes the various scholarships of our students. Then, we also have the Health Services Units, HSU, headed by Ms. Jovi R. Vega. This is our school clinic, which our students, our students, can go for the medical and dental needs. Another unit is the Office of Student Affairs, the OSA, headed by Mr. Rodrigo A. Salimaco. This is the unit that is responsible for designing activities and programs for enhancement and deepening of leadership skills, social responsibility, and discipline of the students. Other offices under DSS are DOSCST PESO, headed by Ms. Tricia Amor C. Jacobe, Office of the Student Volunteer and Community Engagement, headed by Ms. Joanna S. Mama, Crime Prevention Committee, headed by Dr. Rex Aparicio, and lastly, the Office of the Sports Development, headed by Dr. Helena Jean P. Dupa. That would be all. Once again, good afternoon. Thank you.
Okay, so that was our Director for Student Services, Professor Evangeline R. Rivera. So Professor Rivera introduced to us the different units under her directorship. So these services are actually available to all of our students. That means that the students, we care for our students so much. That's why we are providing these services to all of you. Okay? At this moment, I would like to introduce to you the President Emeritus and OIC President of Davao Oriental State College of Science and Technology, Dr. Edito B. Sumile, to give his message to all of us.
Sakit. Ngayong hapon, madayang na hapon ka ang pagod. Mga panginaot na naapunta sa mga paglawas o mga kalimta, sulod natin abot na talamdaman kasamtahan nila sulod sa COVID-19. To the students of DOSCST, this is school year 2020-2021, good afternoon, and welcome to the new normal in higher education. We have entered college in one of its most challenging times as the world continues to struggle in the face of coronavirus disease 2019. The educational sector is even more challenged with inadequate human and financial resources, as well as for limited capacity to adapt the digital and electronic technologies in education. Several months ago, as the world's eyes were focused on the health crisis brought by COVID-19, we in the educational sector paved our own ways to provide enduring solutions to the educational crisis. We have fast-tracked our preparations to implement the flexible and blended learning designs in DOSCST. We even worked with international, national, and regional counterparts just to complete the puzzle picture of this new normal in higher education. We have conducted various webinars, online trainings, and other capacity building initiatives on blended learning, module development, among others. Meanwhile, we have also equipped our faculty with Acer Core i7 laptop 10th generation to prepare them for their new teaching modalities. We made the simply impossible shift from traditional face-to-face classroom setup to flexible and blended learning design in a very short span of time. Now, as the new school year unfolds, we are more than ready to commence another fruitful and yet meaningful academic year with all of you. We will bring teaching and learning to the comforts of your respective homes. However, this new normal remains to be a challenge for all of us. There is a need for us to maintain a delicate balance between health safety and academic quality. We must embrace the multidisciplinary and interdisciplinary nature of this academic venture. Our educational paradigm is challenged, but it's not dysfunctional. We should see this pandemic as an opportunity for our system to adapt and evolve with the current demands of time. As Athenians, I urge all of you to become active key actors in this normative change in higher education. While it is true that we all have different sentiments regarding this new educational system, we are left with no choice but to advance the interests of the Filipinos from a patriotic point of view. This means looking beyond the crisis that we are facing today. Thank you very much, and see you in the next chapter of this exciting academic journey.
All right, that was our very active and dynamic President Emeritus and OIC President of the college, Dr. Edito B. Sumile. So you just heard him right. We just received our Acer Core i7 10th generation laptops. So expect that our faculty are very much motivated to pursue the flexible and blended learning design. No? Is that true? Is that true, my fellow faculty members here? Can you give us your thumbs up, your reactions? This is also one way to gauge if you are still alive, no? All right. Okay, thank you very much for those who sent their reactions, their thumbs up. Okay, so at this moment, we will now be entertaining some of the questions and answers that our team has noted while the virtual orientation is going on. So there were a few questions that we would like to address this afternoon. So for these questions, I would like to turn you over to the moderator of our Facebook Live, our Office of Student Affairs Head, Mr. Rodrigo Salimaco Jr. Rod?
Okay, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and good afternoon to our dearest students who are addressed. Because since this is a live and recorded video, the PIO shall be browsing each and every question that you posted. And if ever we will not be able to answer those here in live video, we will reply. Am I right, Janelle?
Yes, definitely.
Okay. Now here, let's start with a question from Janessa Labador. She asks, can a student add subjects from the new curriculum if the student is taking up the old curriculum? Shall I address this to our Director for Instruction, Dr. Maria Cecilia Katubi? I'll repeat the question from Janessa Labador. Can a student add subjects from the new curriculum if the student is taking up the old curriculum?
Okay. Can you hear me, Rod?
Yes, yes, ma'am.
Okay. To answer that question, necessarily, if you're an old student, you're supposed to enroll the subjects, and old curriculum students, you're supposed to enroll subject under the old curriculum. However, there are subjects that has the same subject description. And the only way for the student to be able to enroll the subject is to join the students with the subject in the new curriculum. And at the end of the semester, they will just have it accredited.
Okay, that's noted. That there will just be a subject crediting at the end of the semester.
Yes.
Okay, we have another question from Bro Mapano. Still haven't received a text or call. Just wanna ask if approved na ba yung course na pinili ko. I repeat, still haven't received a text or call. Just wanna ask if approved na ba yung course na pinili ko. This question refers to the new students kung okay na ba daw ang ilang ipapili, particularly the first year, the incoming first year. How will they know if okay na ba tong course na gipili nila, isulat nila during sa ilahang enlistment? Shall I call on the presence of our admissions head, Miss Vanessa Asayas?
Okay. Hello sa mga incoming natin na first-year students, transferees, and returning transferees. If you have not received any message yet, you yourself may call us through our hotline numbers. Ito po yung mga hotline numbers. Pwede po kayong tumawag within office hours at mag-inquire with regards to your status of enrollment. Sa mga nagtatanong naman po kung bakit hindi unattended or hindi daw ma-reach ang aming hotline numbers, there are possibilities. It might be na meron kaming currently kinakausap sa phone, kaya hindi namin masagot ang inyong mga tawag. But nonetheless, we are very much attentive sa mga calls po ninyo. So please, for those who were not able to receive a message yet galing sa inyong program head, please po, you call these numbers para po malaman nyo ang status ng inyong enrollment. You may also want to follow the DOSCST Admissions Office Facebook page para sa mga updates and announcements para po updated tayo lahat. Sir Ron.
Okay, thank you so much, Ms. Vanessa Asayas, our head of the admissions office. And again, for those students who are not able to receive calls from the institutes or from the programs that they are applying to, they would like to enroll to, please contact those numbers flashed on your screen a while ago. Then pwede ninyo sila pang tawagan to have a clarification. Now, since we do have limited time, we will just be catering 5 more questions. And again, rest assured that your questions will be addressed. We will try our very best na mag-reply sa inyong mga comments sa atuang FB Live because this will be recorded naman. Next, we do have here question from Vanessa Makadagat. Ma'am, sir, ano po ang gagawin ng mga estudyanteng gustong mag-modular? And then, there was a similar question that I've read a while ago kung unsa ba daw ang klase, online or modular. I'll get again the information from our Director for Instruction, Dr. Katubi. Ma'am?
Yes, Rod. As to the modalities, it should be given upon to the teacher, the faculty who's handling the subject, and it is by arrangement for the students and the faculty as to how they are going to go about with their classes. As I've said, the faculty has a academic freedom. However, this freedom should not be abused, and we have to be more lenient as far as the needs of the students are concerned. Okay, so the student will just have to reach out to the faculty handling their subject, and we let them know, the students should let the faculty know as to their weakness in terms of how they're going to go about with catching up with the lessons. Okay, if you were listening to the opening remarks of the Vice President for Academic Affairs, it was very clear that all modules, because we now have our printing press, all modules will be available whenever and wherever. Okay, so we do have arrangement with all LGUs. We can always make use of that. The faculty, together with the instruction division, we will be reaching out to our students even how far they are from the main campus or even from extension campuses. Is my answer clear, Rod?
Yes, ma'am. Okay. That's noted that it would be left unto the academic freedom of the teachers or the faculty whether they would opt to have this modular or not. So it depends upon the agreement. Am I right, ma'am? The agreement between the faculty and the students. And they have to agree on that. Okay, thank you so much, Dr. Katubig. We do have another question from Edwin Maybano. Done with the submission, but we still don't have the confirmation if we are officially enrolled or not. Again, they are done with the submission of requirements, but they are not yet informed. As of the moment daw po, kung they are officially enrolled na ba?
Pero hindi pa lang na-inform whether they're officially enrolled, please wait lang po sa tawag, text, kasi
that were actually coursed through them for submission to the main campus.
pa na sila. Ay, nag-senior high pa na sila.
Okay. Thank you,
I
Dr.
think there are
Kabulig.
also other interested resource person that who can add information as to how.
Okay, we just have here fresh answer from our President Emeritus that we will just be contacting each municipality to have our spokesperson, kumbaga, or isang tao daw na pwede nating magiging contact person para diha siya or siya mismo mo contact sa atua and the students who would like to submit their requirements in each municipality. Okay, so information will still be posted later sa ating DOrSU Facebook page. Okay? And we're down to the last two questions. We have here from Angelica Similatan. Good day, ma'am and sir. August 21 pa naman, pamangod na ko makurol. Transferi mangod ko. I'll again call the attention of Miss Vanessa Asayas, our admissions head.
Sige. Sa lahat po ng mga transferees, we will still cater to our transferees. Tapos, you just have to fill out and submit a promissory note promising na kapag ka okay na yung sitwasyon, you will submit all the necessary requirements. So, again, we will still cater to our transferees. Mag-promissory note lang tayo na, yeah, we will have to submit all the lacking requirements later before the semester ends.
We will be catered
Until 24 pala. Yung last day ng ating late registration will be on August 24 kasi holiday pala on 21. My apologies po. So August 24 po ang ating last day of late registration.
Okay, thank you so much, Miss Asayas. And we're down to the last question that we would have, that we will cater. From Wendy Laguna, pwede pa po bang magpa-ID ulit? Nawala kasi ang ID ko po. Second year na po ako. I'll be answering this, being the head of the Office of Student Affairs. Pwede kang magpa-ID ulit, but you have to pay 100 pesos sa atuang cashier. Please be reminded that only freshmen, incoming freshmen, shall be freed from this 100 peso ID or school ID. And if you will lose that ID, you have to pay anew sa cashier nato amounting to 100 pesos. And ask or present your affidavit of loss sa Office of Student Affairs. Because once you will receive your ID, you're going to use that one until you graduate. And that's all. Again, I'd like to remind everyone that we will be trying our very best to answer all of the queries that you posted on our FB Live, and we'll be replying there in the best that we could. Good afternoon.
Okay, thank you very much, Sir Rod, for entertaining and responding to some of our questions. As he said, please just post your comments or your questions on our comment box. And I, as the Public Information Officer, together with the officials of the college, will try to, as much as possible, respond to your queries. So for this afternoon, to officially close our virtual orientation on the opening of classes, may I now call on our Director for Instruction, Dr. Maria Cecilia L. Catubig, to give her closing remarks.
Thank you, John. Good afternoon, everyone. This year's General Orientation or Student Onboarding Program is quite different or unlike the previous year's college orientation. For one, we have a virtual orientation. And second, there were no more fancy introduction of all college officials except from the Office of Student Affairs and faculty members from different institutes. But instead, what was given emphasis and importance is the presentation of college policies and the use of learning management system, which now becomes the norm. As a closing statement, it would be quite tempting for me just to say, now you know, as I oftenly joke. But it would be an injustice for all the speakers this afternoon who took time preparing their assigned topics despite their busy schedules. I am certain that all of you will agree with me that we have had a very productive sharing of information and that everyone was enlightened and was kept abreast. And perhaps you learned the answers to some of your questions. I hope in the coming days, no one will make an excuse and say that you did not know some of the academic policies, because even if there are some faculty and students who are not able to attend this orientation, that doesn't mean that they can no longer rewatch this presentation. I therefore enjoin all of you who are with us this afternoon to inform those who missed this orientation and how they may be able to access the same. On behalf of the DOSCST officials, I would like to express my appreciation to all the faculty and students present today for taking their time and making this program or activity a top priority so that we can be ready for the flexible learning. I would like to close my remarks and usher everyone is officially to the first semester of academic year 2020-2021. Again, good day, everyone.
Okay, thank you very much, Dr. Katubig. Now, we are now done with our virtual orientation on the opening of classes. Thank you very much to our ever-supportive President, Dr. Edito B. Sumile, Dr. Roslyn Virihino, our Vice President for Academic Affairs, and down the lines, our Director for Instruction, Dr. Maria Cecilia L. Catubig, as well as the deans of the different institutes and the coordinators of the different extension campuses of DOSCST. Maayong hapon, daghang salamat po. Pwede na ta mag-leave, hinay-hinay. And then we can also end this Facebook Live. And then again, to our students, thank you very much for sparing your time. It's raining cats and dogs outside. I'm sure it's very cold in your respective homes, but you still spared your time for us. We will try to, as much as possible, respond to your questions on the comment box. So please stay tuned and have a good day, everyone. Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
Moto'y kailangan nga ano, sir, icebreaker.
Screen picture.